In this video, we'll introduce Carbon, a new general-purpose programming language from Google. It was announced on July 19, 2022, in a conference called CppNorth in Toronto, Canada. It has an exciting aspiration to possibly become the successor of C++, similar to what C++ is for C, and to what TypeScript is for JavaScript. Can Carbon become the successor of C++? So why build Carbon? Why is there a need for a new programming language? What Carbon creators say is that C++ is struggling to move forward and meet developers' needs, and the main reason for that is that C++ accumulated huge amounts of technical debt. Moreover, it is hard to fix the technical debt due to backward compatibility with old C and C++ code. But what about other programming languages? Aren't there enough good modern programming languages one can use instead of C++? While there are great programming languages out there, the fact is that C++ still remains the dominant language for performance-critical software. So, languages with garbage collection are great, but for performance-critical software they're usually not fast enough. Rust programming language is a good candidate, but there are huge projects already written in C++, which it will be a tremendous effort to migrate to a new language. Also, Rust has a steep learning curve for the common C++ developer. Okay, but what makes Carbon different? Carbon takes a successor language approach. What does it mean? It means that Carbon strives to stand up to the following: performance matching with C++, so it will be possible to use it for performance-critical software. Support bidirectional interoperability with C++. For those of you who wonder what it means, don't worry, we'll expand on this in a minute. A gentle learning curve for C++ developers. Comparable expressivity, meaning anything you can express in C++, you'll be able to express in Carbon. And lastly, easy migration. So if you want to migrate your code or parts of your code from C++ to Carbon, it should be relatively easy. Even possibly some tools will be developed to help with that. Okay, so let's expand a bit about bidirectional interoperability, which is one of the killer features that can help Carbon succeed. What interoperability means is that you can run code from one language from a code in the other language. So you can run Carbon code from within C++ code. And since Carbon supports bidirectional interoperability, you can also run C++ code from within Carbon. It gives us powerful capabilities. One is that we don't have to migrate huge C++ codebase to Carbon in order to start using it. We can just write new stuff with Carbon and load it from C++ where needed. Second, when using Carbon, you can enjoy the huge amount of libraries already available in C++. So how will it look like in practice? Let's see a simple example. We start with a C++ header file point.h, where we define a struct for a point on the xy axis. Then we have a Carbon file called pointutils.carbon, where we will want to use the C++ header. We define a package called pointutils. If you'd like to learn more about the syntax and feature of Carbon, please subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for more related videos. We then import the C++ header file with this simple line, and then we can use the point struct. Here we define a printPoint function that gets a point as an input and prints it to the screen. You see how we simply use the point struct, which was defined in C++ within Carbon code. Okay, now we want to use the printPoint function we defined in Carbon in a C++ source file. First we include the point header file. Then we include the pointutils Carbon file, as if it was a header file. Just simple as that. Then we have our main. Inside we create a point and pass it to the printPoint Carbon function. Obviously this is a dummy example, but the idea is very cool. that we can use C++ inside Carbon and vice versa. Okay, let's end with few last notes. First, Carbon language is open source, so you can follow up on the language progress and see how to experiment with the language in Carbon Lang GitHub repo. Second, Carbon creators hope to create a welcoming and friendly community, where they hope people will join and contribute to the language development. Lastly, note that according to the Carbon announcement on July 19, 2022, the language is still not ready to use, so it will probably take a while until we see it in production usage. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.